How's it going, everybody? This is just going to be a quick video update on the Freedom Week 2.0 case, also known as Miller v. Becerra. I've gotten a lot of questions since my last video on the status of this case and my general thoughts about what's upcoming, and so this will just be a quick video covering that topic. So as many of you know, Freedom Week 2.0, or the Miller v. Becerra case, deals with the Assault Weapons Control Act. It challenges the definition of assault weapons, and it challenges specific classifications of assault weapons under that statute. What is happening is the plaintiff is seeking a preliminary injunction, and the challenge is primarily to the classification and the definition of certain rifles as assault weapons under that statutory language. So in general, where are we at with this case? The date for when this case is supposed to be heard in front of Judge Benitez still is March 19th, 2020. And so as of when this video will go up, that is a week. So it's going to be next Thursday is when this case is supposed to be heard. And the case is going to be heard at 10 a.m. courtroom 5 in San Diego in front of Judge Benitez. As many of you know, Judge Benitez has been a friendly judge to Second Amendment issues. So a lot of us are anticipating that potentially this could also bleed over into this case where we might get a beneficial ruling out of Judge Benitez. This specific case has been moved multiple times. Originally, we were supposed to have the hearing in this case in December, and then it was moved to the end of January, I believe January 31st. Most recently, it was supposed to be heard February 6th, but then it has been moved since then to March 19th, and that's kind of what we're operating right now. Is March 19th, 2020 is when we're supposed to be getting the hearing on this case. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean if they do hear it on March 19th that we'll get a ruling on that specific date. There is a likelihood, since it's been pushed out so many times, and also since the reply briefs and the opposition briefs and all the briefs that are necessary for the case, they have been filed and they have been in front of Judge Benitez for over a month now. So there is potential that maybe we could have a decision on that hearing date if he does hear it on March 19th, but we're not sure. Now, although I'm saying March 19, 2020 is the date that is scheduled and the notice of hearing is scheduled for that specific date, that does not mean that we are actually going to get a hearing that day. It's very likely that the hearing could get pushed out again. I don't want to say just because it's in a week that there's going to be a hearing. So previously, February 6th was the date that we were supposed to have a hearing, and 2 days prior to that, February 4th, we got notification that the hearing was being moved out. So it's very likely as next Thursday approach, as March 19th approaches, we could get a hearing date pushed out again. We're not sure. So assuming that March 19th, 2020, that day stays firm and that the hearing is actually going to take place that day. A lot of you have been asking about my general recommendations, especially considering what's going on currently right now in our society. So for me personally, when the hearing was pushed out the last couple times, I actually went ahead and purchased some items myself, just anticipating potentially that we would get a favorable ruling. I want to state again, we don't know in what form that Judge Benitez is going to rule. It's anything right now is purely speculation, but me personally, I just want to be prepared for whatever ruling we actually get from the judge. So me, myself, I personally went out and purchased some items. So for example, what I did is I went out and bought a BCM pistol grip. I went and bought a Daniel Defense stock, and then a forward grip. There is the potential for another loophole to open if we get a favorable decision. So in my eyes, I wanted to be prepared for whatever form the ruling took place. If we got a favorable ruling by Judge Benitez, I just wanted to have whatever items on hand. For example, if it became legal for us to convert our AR-15s, our rifles, into certain configurations, I wanted the ability to do that. Now, in no way am I recommending you guys go out and buy the items that I bought, or to go out and buy a bunch of stuff, or to go purchase firearms. That is up for you guys to decide. You guys are adults, you can do whatever you want. This is just what I did personally. I wanted the items on hand to prepare myself for whatever form that the decision came in. And even more right now, I think with what's going on in our society with the virus that's going around, I think it might be a good practice to try to get your hands on specific items, or try to get your hands on specific firearms while you can right now. I know I saw an article today talking about how in Southern California specifically, ammunition sales have skyrocketed, and also firearms purchases have skyrocketed. And this is in the state of California, where we're not very pro Second Amendment, and we're seeing a lot of individuals going out and essentially fear buying. Now, I'm not recommending that you do that, but if we do get a hearing on March 19th and you think you can get your hands on specific items when we get a specific ruling, that might be hard because we have a lot of individuals who normally don't purchase these items going out and purchasing these items. They're purchasing firearms, they're purchasing ammunition, they're purchasing features to go along with rifles, handguns, whatever. And so right now we're seeing a lot of the stocks go down. And so I think that's kind of the societal ramification of what's going on right now. And you have a lot of people who might not believe in the Second Amendment, who might not like firearms, but based on what's going on in our society right now, they are actually going out and engaging with that. I just think you need to keep that in mind when you are anticipating maybe you can get your hands on some of these items down the road. That might not be the case, because as this virus escalates and as things happen, you don't actually know if you're going to be able to purchase these items because they might be out of stock. The reason why right now, based on what's going on in our society, I think maybe we could get another hearing pushed back is because with reports coming out like what I saw about how firearm sales are at an all-time high in California, how ammunition sales are at an all-time high right now in California, it's very likely that the AG could put together some sort of argument for why this hearing to get pushed back. The AG could argue that in some way there could be some negative ramification. Now, I don't buy into that at all, but if Judge Benitez is weary at all, and based on what's going on in our society right now, he might be very willing to push the hearing back even further until we get more clarity about what's going on with this virus. So that's just a quick update on the Miller v. Becerra case, also known as Freedom Week 2.0 case. If you guys have any specific questions, go ahead and write down in the comment section below. I want to state again, thank you to all my supporters, thank you to all my subscribers, and thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you would like to support the channel and you like the things that I'm doing and you like the videos I'm putting out, the best way to support me and the channel is to join the Patreon. And the next way you can support the channel is you can use the links down in the descriptions. There are various affiliate links to various companies, including Amazon, Brownells, things of that nature. I get a small commission whenever you use those links, and so it's just another way to help the channel. So thanks you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and never forget, a nation that draws a great distinction between its scholars and its warriors will have its laws written by cowards and its wars fought by fools.